have today? 2 minutes left. We got price kind of in a range from, well, we've been stuck in this range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe the last week we've been stuck here. We have a previous high. We're on the 500 again. We're overbought, but it is Monday. Just see where the flow goes. So let's see what we do here at the gold zone. We got price above perp. We got news today. Let's see. We had Fed speech earlier. We do have PMI in 15 and home sales in 30. All right. Did send me daughters when I asked for sons. Get a little bit of volume to the downside here, possibly rejecting, but we got the 500 right there. So what is going to be stronger here? Is it 6:30 now? It's fucking 6:30 now. $731 rejecting P gold zone right now. P gold zone, it's about a 900 pip risk. Previous low S1 ish got 1344. Solid volume here. Boom, da 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 da. It goes on and on and on and on. And guess there is a small uptrend I'm seeing from 2 days ago that we are supporting off of right now. Possible big wedge here. I got a big old uptrend. That we're supporting off of right now. I'm going to update some of my trend lines here. Big wedge. We definitely supported there. I know probably one of you in here already took a sell. Who pushed the button for the sell because they got excited when they saw that volume? Be honest. If nobody, then good. Still got some volume pushing down here. I was looking at yesterday's movement. That was pretty easy too. 645 gave us the big ass projection here and just dropped. It's those days that I miss that give us those easy entries. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, big volume here. The question is, are we going to... We just came from being overbought. Liddies are going red. A 100, 200 just crossed. So, everything's kind of funky. Let's see how we end. Minute left. There is some interest to the bottom, but this big wedge prior to big news kind of makes sense. I'm probably just going to wait it out. Anybody here ever mined Bitcoin? Or know anybody that has mined Bitcoin before? I am I have a new venture that I'm pretty excited for. But Vietnam just ruled in being able to accept digital currencies, and they are rewarding companies that are adopting um, going digital. And I've been doing heavy research on it. It's pretty intense. I can understand why there are so many Bitcoin like believers, like to the point where people think they're nuts. I guess the same way that people thought I was nuts with trading. Your uncle's big into that? Damn. The mining? Does he mine any? Really? What is do you know what he mines it with? Does he have like a couple computers or mining devices, or what does he do? He has a warehouse. I might have to link with him, bro. I might have to bring his ass out here. So, all right, you guys are all. I need you guys are all by hearing what I'm about to say. You guys are accepting a non-verbal approval of this NDA that I am discussing with you right now. And of all you guys hearing this, you guys have now accepted the fact that you have now gone into an agreement with me with this non-disclosure agreement. Thank you very much. Doesn't matter if you guys apply. This is Vietnam is a one-way state. So if I find out, you're done. No. It's pretty simple though. But damn it, you! I'm not repeating myself. You're gonna have to just go on with the conversation. Oh, you fell asleep. But um because we have these big melting pots, right? And a lot of the machinery puts off a lot of excess heat. So I was watching another friend of mine who's like deep into Bitcoin and shit. He sent me this. Oh my god, it's fucking hot. Give me 1 second. 24 degrees. Come on. Why is my stomach growling like that? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to turn the AC on higher. So these gold mines, and I have a couple friends who have gold mines in South Africa. That's why I hit them up too, and I was like, why aren't you guys doing this? But God, why is everybody? Oh, Abby, I wanted to get the whole bit max one. Well, we might all get into it together here. But these gold mines that have these machines that run almost 24/7 that produce excess heat, the excess heat is like untapped, wasted power and energy. So there are these things called thermal. What the fuck is it called? TEG. It's just a heat converter, but it converts the heat into electricity. So the only reason why I'm getting into it now is because they just voted it in. Like a lot of the companies that adopt the digital, tech stuff, especially the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in Vietnam come 2026, we're going to be able to get like big tax incentives if we are doing like R&D and like shit that I'm about to be doing. So long story short, I'm going to try to make a Bitcoin mining system that runs off of the excess heat that the factory already produces but doesn't use, right? Like right now it's just heat that's nothing. I know. That's what I'm fucking saying. I should have been doing this like a long time ago, but I never thought about it like that. Like we did have people come in and want to put like solar panels on top of the our buildings and things, but that's not the same. Like we got some big pushing through the gold zone right now. What time is it? Let me not get carried away real quick. My FX book. We got what, 15 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes until noon. So I'm to get into a buy, we just have to believe in this push from P. We got at least yesterday's R2, but we're stuck in this wedge. I guess at some point we'll break out of this wedge. Liddy candles aren't really going to help us because I guess it was the first to go green. What type of risk is this? It's about 1,000 pip risk. How much is one lot size gonna be? Probably gonna be like $100 or so. What would that be? Probably like $80. Do the math. 100. How many? 1,000. 1,088 pips. So we got 5 minutes. All right, let's see what we do here. Beat goes on and on and on and on and on. Boom, clap, shabba dabba doo. The beat goes on and where's my screen recording thingy? Shabba ranks. Full gold chains like I'm Shabba ranks. 1 full year is $24.99. Why the fuck am I gonna do that? But asshole. Oh, what the shit is happening there? Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's just heat that's currently just dissipating and doing nothing, right? And like it's hot. Like these melting pots get beyond like 1,000, 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, right? We melt steel, so we don't necessarily need that type of heat, but we have exhaust pipes, right? That the heat will go through, cool down, and just dissipate off. And I was like, okay, so these they're called TEG modules. They're just like these square pieces of, I don't know, material or something, right? And then you stick it on whatever's producing the heat, and then there's a red and a black cable, and you put that to a converter, which is also a battery that will store the power, and then you would power the mines, the Bitcoin miners, and just by that alone, it would create Bitcoin slowly, anyways. It would create like tax exemptions that I'll be able to use for the company itself. It would, oh my God, then we could be considered a tech company. Oh my God, so many fucking doors open just by becoming a tech company. So yeah, I'm going to build a small version of it with six of these little TEG modules. They're only like, I don't know, 4 inches by 4 inches. It's a square, and then I'll just put them on one of the. That's the only thing I gotta figure out, because I need to put it on a heat source that for majority of the day it will stay hot, which is like almost everything. I think only at night a couple of the machines turn off, but I know there's got to be one machine out there that's outputting, and I need between 100 and 300 degrees temperature is what I need to power to make actual power with these modules. So that's what I'm gonna spend tomorrow doing with one of my operations dudes and figure that out. Because if I can do that, the crazy part is all I have to do is just produce energy that I can prove that I'm doing from using the heat from the company. And then all of a sudden I'm a green company, I'm a digital company, I'm a tech company, and then I can go and get all these fucking grants and tax exemptions and things as a tech company. Oh my god. But I was doing a deep dive into Bitcoin and why it's so popular, and I get it. I get it now. It's yeah, the US dollar, the euro, the Vietnam dong, all of it, I mean, and I've known this for a while. That they're fiat currencies, right? They're backed by nothing. Like before, the dollar used to be backed by gold, but now it's not. So it's just the value of a dollar is the value of a dollar because we say that it's a dollar, right? And honestly, and I've told you guys this before about the loans, like if we stopped borrowing money, the dollar would devalue so fast because that's the only way. And that's why Bitcoin is so popular. Now that I've been doing this research into it, it's popular because the amount of debt that we've created, that the nations, not even just the US, but the amount of debt that these countries have created outweigh the amount of actual money it's backed against. So that's why like all these banks in Silicon Valley all went out of business because they did the same thing. They had too many loans and not enough money, like actual backing it. It's crazy. But long story short, for the Bitcoin and why everybody believes it, it's just I don't fully understand it yet. Give me a second. I don't fully understand everything just yet, but all I know is it's fair. It's a fair currency that cannot be manipulated. And even with Vietnam, because I was wondering, and I asked some of my politician friends, I was like, why only now is Vietnam deciding to, recognize the cryptocurrency and things? And I think it's because Vietnam has realized exactly what I just realized is in the next 20 to 50 years, at the rate of inflation and how we are printing money and we are lending money out, not just USA, all of the countries, at a certain point the system's going to break. And none of the money is going to be worth anything, right? Just like how you guys know you put a dollar in the bank today, at the end of the year, it's probably worth like 98 cents, right? Because of the cost of inflation, a dollar goes down in value. So it's kind of scary. Like if you don't have anything to, like if you're not making substantial amounts of money, you gotta have assets that, which you guys probably already know, but you gotta have assets that grow faster than the rate of inflation. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's I've been down a rabbit hole this last freaking couple days. I'll be right back. I gotta get water. All right, I'm back. What we doing? Oh shoot! We're making a little bit of move up. Oh, I'm back. Hold on. Hold on. Are we getting the fuck out of here? Is that what's happening? We still got what? Home news in 10 minutes. Previous high is R2. Then we got R1 up there. Peak goes on and on and on and on. And boom, clap, blah, 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 blah. You know what? No, price hasn't moved a lot today, right? Price only moved about 2,000 pips so far. But yeah, it's scary though. I think that's why I moved so quickly about this whole like Bitcoin thing, because not necessarily the Bitcoin, but understanding how, man, the value of money is going down, and it's going down at a faster rate every year. That's the scary part. Thank you. But to make use of something that we already produce that we don't utilize, that's where I'm like, this it totally makes sense. And it's for me to make this TEG miner system, it probably only cost me about $1,000. So $1,000 to hopefully get it to work, and then if it does work, I'll probably need a couple weeks of reporting, like how long it stays active, how much kilowatts an hour I produce. And then at that point, I can go and I can go pitch a project to the government and to investors. Because it's a ORC is what it's called. Is like the big mining one. Maybe that's like what your uncle has, Ruben. But it's a big system of like, there's liquids that exist that I guess boil at a much lower temperature than like other liquids, but that is in this thing that then boils and makes steam, that moves these propellers, that then creates the turbine that makes the power, that can power like massive amounts of miners. That's what I'm trying to get the money for. That's why I'm spending $1,000 to put together this little one in hopes that it can fund the big one. So we got some volume here. When is the news? 6 minutes. But yeah, I'm not sure how your uncle's part. And that's the part that's difficult for most people to get into Bitcoin mining, because the amount of energy that it takes to power these miners, you kind of just barely break even sometimes with the amount of Bitcoin that you produce. So that's where it never made sense for me, because people ask me why didn't I, put out money to yeah. It takes a lot of energy, because you don't just plug this bitch in and then you get Bitcoin. It's like the miners are computers that run the algorithms for Bitcoin, and then it's only once you complete a blockchain thingy majigger that you actually get one Bitcoin. But then It's fucking yeah, it's a complicated process. So that's why for me, I was like, okay, that means it's not gonna cost me anything. I just gotta buy the miners and then use the heat to power it, and I'm G. It costs a lot to run. There are months where he yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's kind of a gamble. And the more miners that exist, the more of a gamble it is because there's more opportunity for other miners to figure out the blockchain thingy majig, like the equation or whatever. But yeah, it's very and I'm so happy because I have a friend Jacob. He nerds out on this stuff, man, and he's been nerding out. He's been nerding out on this stuff since I was like nerding out on trading. So that's the first person I hit up, and I was like, "Spill the beans, bruh. Spill the goddamn beans." But it seems fairly straightforward, and when you understand once again why the whole situation with dollars, no matter what currency, I guess I'll say any currency, with any currency, any fiat currency, which is any money existing at the moment. Once you understand how that is a very flawed system, boy oh boy, I understand why this whole Bitcoin thing is revolutionary. So we got price, we cleared the previous high. We got this news popping off what in 3 minutes. We're kind of coming up to previous day R2. I'm currently looking. Yeah, I mean we've gone to the high of yesterday a couple times. So to see price go up, I don't think I'd be too surprised about it. I think I'd be more surprised if price came back down. We are still in a downtrend trend overall though. So let's just see how this news pops off. Because we are overbought, right? Liddy candles are green. We got a little bit of rejection here. When does news pop off? 2 minutes. I bought an Xbox. I've been tweaking Marvels. Ah, I missed it. I freaking missed it. Minute and a half left. And Apex. I downloaded Apex. I didn't want to. I don't know if I have gold. Well, actually, I think I'm. My friend Anthony and I, we share home Xboxes. So we only buy one Xbox Gold, and then we share the access by having both of our account. Like it's crossed. Like his is my home and his is my home Xbox, and all we ever need is one. And that's how we do. And we even share games. We beat the system Xbox. Buy one, get one free. And they have remote play. I didn't know Xbox has remote play. I don't know about PlayStation because I only play Xbox. But as long as like my Xbox Series X is on instant on back home, and I have the remote play on, I could just play from my phone with the controller, or I could play from a PC with the Xbox app. I didn't freaking know that. Oh, Le Jacques Haas. We got news. Let's see what news does. Currently giving us a little rejection to the top. That is previous day gold zone. I moved my stop loss into profit because I'm not trying to get tapped out. Nice. Laters. Good quick level to level push. Glad you was able to catch it, bro. Let's see if we can get this finish push up to R1 here. If we can get price to clear this level and stay above it, that would be real nice. I'm floating in profit like 312, 350, but my stop loss is in profit 111 just in case this comes down from this level. But looking like we're getting some nice finish of some volume here. Liddy candles are still solid green. Let's go. Let's get above that level, baby. Yes. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Give us the R1 push. Give me the previous day high. Give me the previous day high and I'll get out. Give me the previous day high and I'll get out. What would that be? Close to a G. Got some early movement at open. Stop losses in profit 111. Floating 377, 400. TP next gold zone. Level-ish area about a G. Let's see if we get the finish push though. We're getting some rejection here. Boom, clap, blah, 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 blah. Beat goes on and on and on and on and on. Profit 111, floating 377, 400. TP next gold zone, level-ish area, about a G. 1, 2, 3. We would have moved about 3,000 pips at this level. Stop losses in profit 111, floating 377, 400. TP next gold zone. I'm going to move my stop loss into profit 300. Moved my stop loss into profit 306 as we are here at The perp, just not sure if we'll break. I also don't know if I want to wait the entire time. Lego. 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 That's the level. That's the level. Keep fucking going, you fucking fuck. There you go. Get your ass up there. Get up. Get everybody blow your fucking screens. Oh, come on. All right. Stop loss is in profit at the level 423. Let's see if we can get the finish push up here. I don't know. Things are a little janky here. Let's go. Everybody blow. Everybody start to fucking blow. Let go. What was my entry? My entry was like at open, like 635-ish. That was my first entry. Let's fucking go. Oh, you dirty bitch. Get your fucking ass up there. Yeah, baby. And then I started jamming contracts on the next green candle that broke the level in the previous high. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I'm going to go and profit a solid 500 and then I'm holding. We're getting a lot of volume here. 501 in profit, floating 540. Might tap me out. Oh, well. Juice trap, baby. Let go. All right, I'm 500 in profit. I'm taking 500 from this day, or I'm taking a G. I'm taking a G. Oh, see? You know, every time I make money, I think back to the first time I ever got rejected from somebody that I told about trading. Oh, eat my fucking shit, bitches. Fuck yes. That's why I'm sitting in Vietnam with like enough watches to buy a house. That's why. Motherfuckers. Put some respect on my name. All right, I'm done. That tapped me out there. Oh, it's so good to be good at this. I'll say this every time. I'm kind of all right too with that tap me out right there. If you look previous day, we're at the high of the previous day. So, well, you know, the chances of us heading up to R1 is pretty high, but well, you know, whether we kind of like range until we get there, I don't know. But I'm fine with my gold zone. Gold zone, right? I entered in off the gold zone. My first contract was here, and it was like the six. And here's the thing: tell me why? Who who knows? Who knows why I didn't sell off? You guys all can see my screen that I'm sharing, so you guys should all know why I didn't sell off at 6:30 and why I decided to buy. Somebody tell me why. Oh, we're pushing up some more, you fucking asshole. Every time. Uptrend, supported off the 500. What else? Come on, guys. What else? There's about two other things. Wick to the bottom. Yep, wick to the bottom. That's good. The 500. Two more. Normal juice shit, guys. Perp. What else? Green Liddy. Yep. What else? Come on, guys. You guys are missing the foundational one. Level is also 500. Yep. What's the foundation? Okay, good. Okay, good. Good. That's it, right? Like you guys gotta believe in something. If you're gonna believe in any direction, believe in wherever the fuck the juice pushes off the 500 per. Like it pushed off of all of them. Uptrend level per 500 gold zone. You enter in, right? And that's why I enter in only one, right? You guys will, when I post my trade, which I will, because I'll probably jump off early because I haven't been posting my videos because I've been staying on long and then I've been getting tired. So I don't post them and I forget about them. And then the next day I ride my scooter and I post those videos. but I get into one contract, right? The MYM, which you guys should all be on, because I made 500 on that push trading the MYM. I get into one contract at 635, right? Because I want to believe in the juice strat. And I do believe in it. So I enter into it. I don't care. I don't even care if you guys add to it. Like I would even prefer that you guys not add to it until you guys get to the point where you guys are really trusted. But you trust it enough that you even get into one lot, one contract, right? And then when we get the push at 645, which is also like around news, right? Because I'm looking at that as I'm entering into my one contract at 635. I'm looking left and I'm saying, okay, all I need to worry about is the previous high, right? And then beyond the previous high of today, there was the high of yesterday. So I know that once we break this previous high, we at least have around to this area, right? About 1,500 pips to get into profit and move stop loss into profit. And not only that, what do we have before the previous high, this high of yesterday? We have the level right here. So I know I can at least go this much into profit, move my stop loss, and let it continue if it wants to. Right now we're getting the little rejection here. So exactly what I did was perfect. Right? It moved beyond the level about 350 pips, 360 pips. You are able to put your stop loss into profit and then you're done, right? It's 9:11 right now. Well, over there it's what, 7:11? So it took 6:35. Here was my entry, and then I think it tapped me out someplace over here. So it took me 30 minutes to make 500 today. 501.49 to be exact. Just following the juice. And remember, right? Because think about it vice versa. If you guys are going to ask me, well, how are you so fearless of taking that entry, knowing that the downtrend line, knowing that the previous high? Tell me why I'm fearless at this exact point, right? Like at 6:35, I'm going to reverse this for those of you on the Discord. I'm going to reverse it right here. I'm going to play it. One more. Why am I so, and you guys should be too, why are you guys, right? And if you were, why are you so confident in taking the buy here? It's a simple answer. It's a simple answer that I think you guys are going to overlook, but we repeat it every day and we talk about it every day. What about it? But why are we so confident in getting into the buy off of the gold zone? Whoever answers this correctly, I'm going to know you guys are getting a little bit more advanced with your consciousness of trading. Why am I so confident? And it has to do with the thinking, right? How do I tell you guys to think? Why am I so confident to get into the buy here, knowing that if I lose, what am I going to do? Exactly. That's it. Right? And that's why getting into the one contract makes all the difference, right? So if I'm here risking 1,100 pips to the top side, but at one contract I was only risking 80 bucks. You'll see it at the beginning of the entry. It was only $80. So if that's incorrect and this is going to come back down, that is going to be our gold zone entry off the top of this downtrend channel to take this down to the next one. So I'll make up the loss, and it's only $80. And probably once we break this uptrend line, I'll probably start jamming contracts, and then I'll make it up and I'll make a profit. That's it. Remember, we always got to think based off of deduction. If the winning entry doesn't work, what's the only other thing that can possibly happen? Right? And remember, the reason why, if you guys feel uncomfortable doing that, it's because you guys are thinking, right? I tell you guys try not to think. But the more you're trying to make the decision, the worse you're going to be. Because what do I tell you guys? The juice makes the decisions, right? You get in when it tells you to, right? This whole day up until this point right now, how many candles give us the entry off of perp? Somebody tell me. How many candles give us exactly? Only one. So if you didn't get into the only one candle off of perp, you didn't get in. Maybe you got in at the break, right? Maybe one of you guys got in at 6:45 as we broke the high and we broke the downtrend. But the entry I tell you guys to take is off the perp, right? And if the perp line entry just happens to be the gold zone, which also happens to be the level, which also just so happens to be the 500, which also so happens to be after a candle just rejected an uptrend, those are so many reasons to click the damn button, right? Don't think. Just respond to it, right? This is all we're doing. We're just responding to whatever these candles tell us to do. Because like this candle right here, 640, that candle, if that broke underneath the gold zone, yeah, I probably would have been a little bit worried. Or like not worried, but ready to manage the entry. But we didn't even touch the perp. We didn't even touch the gold zone. And then the next candle continued in the right direction. So not only that, Liddy candle stayed green, right? Liddy candle stayed green this entire time up until this current candle that we're on. And this current candle, it's kind of wavering right now, right? Wavering red or green, Liddy, making a decision. But like I said, now that we're at this point where we're at the previous day high, this is an area where, yeah, price might take a little while to get all the way up if it wants to go all the way up. At this point, normal juice strat entry says we'll get up there, just a matter of time, which I have no answer for exactly how long that will take. All I know is I took my normal level to level entry off the gold zone. That's 1,000 pips. That's exactly 1,000 pips, guys. 635, but probably a little bit more. 635. Come on. 635 entry up until the next level is exactly 1,130 pips. Right? What do we go for? What do I go for? I go for 1,000 pips every day. At least a minimum. Try to. That was good. Anybody have any questions? For a lot of you that I talk to, which I still talk to the majority of you, it's still just trusting, right? You guys all, at least for you guys who are on here live with me, you guys are all at the point where you guys, understand the strategy, understand what you need to do, but it's just a matter of trusting it. Getting some nice volume here. Possible finish push. I didn't trade those last 2 days, but my account is at 45 plus. What's my other account at? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 5. Yeah, I'm still on pace for a 20K month. and I swear I think I've taken at least 4 days off. Every weekend I've had to go someplace, and actually this weekend's going to be no different. Like I need to fly to Da Nang on Wednesday. So Wednesday, but I don't plan to drink when I'm over there. So I plan to I plan to be on. These last times have been for events that I needed to go to. So I drinky a little. Believe in those gold zone pushes, guys. Beautiful movement here. I'll give it until 9:30, 9:45-ish. I kind of want to see how this movement plays out. For me, watching this movement happen, I'm so happy to watch it. Even though I'm not in it, right? I don't feel some type of way. But it's so refreshing to know that my strategy works day in and day out. Ooh, Let's get that volume. And see, so from my entry at 635, yeah, even just to the next level, 2094 pips, right? The levels help. So easy. So much better. And then I started jamming contracts on the next green candle that broke the level on the previous high. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I'm going to go and profit a solid 500 and then I'm holding. We're getting a lot of volume here. 501 in profit, flowing 501 to be exact. Might tap me out. Oh, well. Juice trap, baby. Let go. Oh, baby Jesus, for you have blessed me with the mind of not giving a fuck that has led me to create something so wonderful. And I know you wanted me to share it with the world. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Oh. Oh. On this entry, you disregard the cross lines. Yeah, I mean, it's Monday. It's Monday, right? Here's the thing. It's Monday, so cross lines can sometimes be like there's not enough data, right? Like if you look at how many candles moved for the day, if you look at how many pips we moved from the day at 6:30, we moved about only like 3,000 pips. So if we know that we're going to be going average, right, 4 to 6,000, go the direction. Go the direction that we're volumes moving, right? I told you guys from the beginning, I always kind of use the what is it called? The metaphor of like catching the wave, right? I told you guys that like cuz I'm from Hawaii. We're just catching the wave, right? So like the 635 here, regardless on what indicator, that's the big wave. That's the big wave on a Monday that we're just going to ride. Lady Candles was green, and then all those other things, right? And I brought that up. I did bring that up at the beginning. I was like, we're overbought. But I was like, it's Monday. We'll just see where we go. And you got to remember yes, once again, I do prefer to take entries, overbought, oversold, going into the opposite direction, right? The normal, how we take them. But on a Monday, when there's not enough data in the market and like people are excited to push their money wherever the hell they want to put it, we're going to ride it, right? We are going to ride it. And remember, if you don't feel comfortable taking the buy when we're overbought, then don't, right? Don't take it. Like even if you didn't take it right now or at 6:30, at 6:35, you wouldn't be wrong because you wouldn't have taken an entry anyways. You'd be at zero, right? You would be at a clean slate for the day. So remember, there's nothing wrong. Like legit, follow the juice. If you don't feel like taking it against it because you're not confident in all the other indicators and your knowledge of the charts, right? At a certain point, the knowledge that I repeat to you guys every week, I'm expecting you guys to consume that knowledge, right? You guys already know I Mondays and Fridays I tend to dislike. Why? Because Mondays have this big push of volume that sometimes can be ranging, or it can be this where we just run. Kind of a 50-50 chance, but when we start to use the indicators in our favor, that 50-50 starts to tip closer to 60, 70, 80% in our favor, right? All of those indications that tell us which way to go, take them. Fridays I dislike it because sometimes there's not enough volume in the market. Not enough volume means we'll range. That's about it, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, usually pretty solid, but right, for you guys, some of you guys have been with me for a year or so, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, but all of this knowledge we repeat every single week because the same thing happens every single month, every single week. We get the same news every month, we get the same news every quarter. All of this is kind of the same, which at this point you guys should probably be. I know you guys don't question the results. Now it's literally right. Just continue to implement. But yes, long story short, disregard the cross lines. I knew they were there though. I knew they were overbought. So that's another thing, right? Like knowing that they're overbought and knowing where we're at with where I placed the entry. If we sell off, then that's going to be an entry with the cross lines overbought, selling off. So I'm confident knowing that if I lose, right? I'm just not. I'm confident to lose. I guess I'm confident to lose, and I'm confident to win. Right? I'm confident in taking the winner because, well, it's with the juice and it went the right direction. I'm also confident to take the loser because then I'll take the sell off and then I'll get back into the winner. And if you're taking it with the MYM, it shouldn't even matter, right? That's why I have you guys trying to take, not have. If you guys aren't taking the entries on the MYM, you're fucking up. I'm just going to say that straightforward. You guys risking one contract on the YM is too much. So if you guys are on the YM, understand that you're doing that to yourself, right? I spent the time to figure out how to get a solid strategy working with the MYM. So if you guys aren't utilizing it, then that's on you. Stay on the MYM. Go on the MYM if you're not. Because I need you guys to get confident in the strat. I don't need you. I want you guys. I hope that you guys do this for your own self, for your own health and well-being in future. Stay on the MYM, take all the entries, build the confidence in it, and then start adding to them. And yes, it's not gonna be as gratifying as like even like with what I'm taking here, $500 from this day. If you have to stay on one contract is probably on this entry here. If I risked about 80 and that was 1,010 and 1,000, so then you would have made $80. You would have made about 80 or $85 on the buy up if you only stayed at if you only stayed at one contract on the MYM. But once again, you guys, it's you gotta crawl before you can walk. You gotta walk before you can run. You gotta run before you can sprint, type shit, right? And even if you're at $100 a day, right? Do the math. 5 days a week, that's 500. In 1 month, that's 2 grand. If you want to look at it from a cost value perspective, you would have already made back the money that you pay for me for the month, and you would have made $1,900 extra, right? And that's where it starts to just snowball into a very healthy way of learning how to trade and make money, right? Because this is, you guys aren't doing this just to fuck around, right? I hope you guys are not, right? I hope you guys have the intention to succeed at this. Like, really succeed to the point where you see no failure, and you need to look at the data and let the data guide you, right? Let me, who has built the program, who sets the data for you guys, follow it. Just freaking follow it, right? Because trading on the MYM is gonna keep you guys safe. Keep you safe, and then you're happy. You're happy because even if you lose $80, it's not like you just lost 800. Because I know y'all done that, and I know it hurts. I've lost 800 before. That hurts. Do any of you guys, and feel free to be honest, do any of you guys take more than 2 or 3 back-to-back losers? Anybody? It's okay to be vulnerable now. It's okay to be transparent. But does anybody take back-to-back 2 to 3 losers ever? I know you guys have, but do you guys now? Me, but learning to not. Okay. When you, I'll wait for one. Good. Yeah, because you burn, like I tell you guys, right? You burn yourself so much that you just end up not doing it. And I know for you, Yuzo, I know that's taking a little longer than usual, but it's coming. And when you guys are placing your entries, are you guys only placing them at the 5-minute intervals? Because that's a pattern that I've seen in people who do that, right? Who take the back-to-back entries. They don't wait for the candle to close before they take the entry, which is like Juice Strat 101 type shit, right? Because if anybody took the sell-off when 630's candle was going nuts to the bottom, that's exactly kind of the point I'm trying to bring up right now. Is that for you guys who take the entries before the candle closes, you're probably the same person that's taking 2 to 3 back-to-back entries wrong. So write that shit down if you have to, right? Write it down so you can read that is a habit that you have, and you have to work on not doing that. And the easiest way is to just, once again, I have the rules set for a reason. Take the entries on the 5-minute intervals, because it forces you to not get excited about, oh, it's going up, oh, it's going down, right? Like 630 is, it's coming down, oh, I'm going to jump in and get in because it is, yes, it's a gold zone push off of P gold zone coming down. The candle's not done, right? The candle's not done. You have to wait. So if you fall into that category that you get excited to push the button before the 5-minute closes, you're probably the person taking 2 to 3 wrong entries, and that's already the fix. Like, the reason why I'm saying this right now is because that is the fix, is to just push the button once. 630, 635, 640, 645, 650, 655, and so on, right? If you look at all of my entries, you'll see that all of them, the first initial entry is always going to be at 630, 635 on a 5-minute interval. And usually the candles that I jam contracts on, it's going to be at the end of that 5-minute as well, because I'm waiting for that second confirmation, and that second confirmation still comes at the close of the candle, right? So today, once again, was 635 that I entered in once, and then I jammed contracts like at 645, right? 645 candle is a hammer through the level, because I certainly didn't jam buys at 640 on a bearish candle, right? But write things down. I'm going to tell you guys that's the best thing to do. I don't need you guys to have a journal, but if you just have one sheet of paper, don't write it down on your phone. Don't put it down in your notes. Don't type it on your computer. You got to write it down. It's a tactile thing. It's a tactile thing with when you're writing and you're looking and you're reading, you end up comprehending it a little bit better. Well, it starts to feel more real. Because I was on the YM today taking 645 didn't make sense. Exactly. Right? That just means I won't take nothing. But now looking at it, I will leave YM. That's my point. Thank you for the transparency, Mr. Rubin. That's it. But see, the problem is the fix. And this is not the first day that Ruben has told me this. This is maybe about third or fourth at this point. So it's taken him this many times to kind of repeat the same thing to realize he's missing out on I'm very lightly throwing the shade right now, but you know what I mean. But it's good. It's a learning process, right? It's taken him a couple times, but it's you missing out, right? It's you missing out on the entry that's making you realize whatever you're doing is not benefiting you, right? Like, yes, you are on the YM because you hopefully want to make more money, but you're not entering into trades because you're on the YM, right? Fucking math, basic mathematicals and stuff. But that's it. That's it. The fix is in the problem. The fix is in the problem. The solution is in the problem, I should say. I'm only laughing because if you text me tomorrow or like the next day, I'm like, hey, bro, you know, I took one in the YM and then I took the next on the MY. But I hope you do. I hope you do because you're slowly. I mean, guys, my account that I'm using right now with the MYM, the first one is at 6,200. That's for this month. The other one is at like 4,000 something. And I've only been trading the MYM. I'm only trading the MYM and I'm at 6 racks on one account. Almost 10 racks altogether. So the adding contracts, let me show you, right? Because I don't know if you guys are looking at the Discord, but I'm gonna show you, okay? So here's what I do. Let's play this out. And I don't know how much one contract is. I don't know how much one, but let me just put it in this way here. So I get into one contract here. I know this is I think this is $1 on TradingView. Is it $1? It's 10 cents. Okay, good. So this is 10 cents. So this is not far off from the lot size of the MYM contract. I think it's like 80 cents or something, or like 90 cents on the MYM. But this is good right here. So we risk right here $111. And right, like if you had the $111 risk, you probably already would have entered because that's not much, right? So I wait, right? And I already kind of am targeting, okay, let's say a level here, right there. If we get past, okay, I'm looking at maybe possibly like up in this area or something. But right here, I'm waiting. And you see that it's at $111 right now, right? We'll play out the next candle. Okay, we're in drawdown a little bit. Play the next candle out. So the moment that this is the confirmation for me, right? This is the confirmation that we're breaking the level, we're breaking the downtrend, and we're pushing through the previous high. Once I get that second confirmation and it's second confirmation is just more indications that price is blowing through. So at this point, what I'll do, because I don't care, sometimes this is 1,000 pips, sometimes this is 400 pips or 500 pips. What I will do on every single entry when I'm adding contracts, I will add enough contracts to get this stop loss to $500. So right now it's at 251.80, 391, 531. So right there, I'd stop. And this is exactly what I did. And I have been doing this on all of them. So every entry, I don't care how many pips your stop loss is, I'm always going to be adding contracts so that I only lose about $500 if it's wrong. Make sense? So every entry, even after I've added contracts, is still only going to be risking about 500 bucks. And then from there, we let the trade play out. Boom, we're in profit 160. Boom, we're in profit 224. Boom, here we're at 376. At this point, that's when I move my stop loss into profit. And then you're done. So wherever your initial entry is, one contract. Wherever you believe in the next confirmation, whether it's breaking the purple line, breaking the gold zone, little candles going green, or whatever, add enough contracts so that your stop loss, your initial stop loss, ends up being about 500 bucks. Right? That number's kind of arbitrary, but it's just me. It's 25% of what we can lose in the day, right? We can only lose $2,000 in the day. So if I lose one entry, that's 500 bucks roughly. That means I can take another entry and risk another 500 bucks. And probably if I hit like $1,000 on it, I'll cover my first loss and I'll make 500 bucks. Make sense? And be honest, because if it don't totally make sense, I'll go over it a million times, different ways for it to make sense. Yeah. So I always like, okay, let's say, and for example here, just a quick one. Let's say like let's say the initial entry was the next candle right here. So boom, right here. This candle is obviously smaller than the 635. Let's just say this is where the entry was. I get in. My stop loss is here, right? Stop loss is $60.20. Let's say I'm waiting for price to break here once again. As we break here, boom, nice little break, confirmation off the level, breaking the previous high. Now I'm jamming contracts. $60, I'm bumping that bitch all the way up to 500. And that's why the contract amount, sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 10. It really depends on how many pips I had to risk. But it doesn't matter because it's so quick in the moment that all I got to do is look at this number and say, hey, jamming contracts, 430, 526, done. Once again, same thing. We're still looking at, TP whatever area in this level. Blend it out. Done. So it doesn't matter how many pips your initial entry is. When you add confirmations, the contracts, when you add confirmation contracts, you just keep clicking until you see about 500. That's it. Currently price sold off, makes sense off of the previous day high, and overbought. The only reason why I am not concerned with getting in is because perp, right? Not I would have had to enter in someplace around over here. But that alone is pushing back towards this high of the day, which I wouldn't want to sell off into this high of the day right here, the previous high. Not only that, we do have this uptrend here. Maybe someplace right over here, something like that. Yeah. Either way, I'm done for the day because I already took that winner. So even this sell-off entry here, it's not the prettiest. We did, I guess, 725 would be red Liddy, while overbought. 3 reasons. Yeah, wouldn't be too bad. So something like this, right? You would go, your first contract would be here, risking 552. I would be jamming contracts on this candle here that broke the perp. And now you'd be in profit. I'd probably be moving stop loss into profit because I jam contracts. But at that point, you would hold. Do we break this level? If we break this level, we go down to the gold zone. Stop loss moves down to the level. If we go to the pre-gold zone, break P, move, normal juice shit. But even because like taking this entry here at 725, I bet you we got a dot cross too. Let me see. Now I understand why you got into that small bet. Exactly. Why? Because it was an entry. And just risking the MYM, I only risked like $30 on it, I think. That's why I'm saying now you're seeing the light, right? I know it took a couple days for you to like really like filter that shit out, but now I know you get it. Why do I take it? Because I'm only risking like $30. I'm only today was 1,000 pips and I only risked $80. See, and now we're getting this support here. That's why I would have been in stop loss and profit already. That's also why I don't really want to take that sell off, because we're in an uptrend structure anyways. Sleep time. I'm probably gonna jump off here too. Anybody have any questions? What time is it? 9:45 exactly. Yeah, I'm actually gonna give myself another 15 to 20 minutes to post this video. So I actually want to get a trade post going. So I've been posting so many of my scooter videos that I haven't had a chance to post my trading videos. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes if you guys have any questions. But Yuzo, I know you're probably gonna go to sleep, so go to sleep. There's Yuzo. That is Ruben. You better be on the MYM tomorrow, bruh. Still got price pushing down here. At this point, I'm done, though. All I need is 1,000 pips, man. All I need is 1,000 pips. How long was that entry? That entry was 26 minutes. 26 minutes and 4 seconds to be exact. All right, y'all. I'm jumping off here. There's Isaiah. All right, guys. If you guys need me, message me. If you guys are staying on the charts, just be aware of that uptrend that we have right there. I don't know if we're going to fully sell off here. And I don't know if it's worth getting into a sell just yet. If you're not already in the sell from 725 or 735, it might be a little bit dangerous here already. But price is under the perp, so just see how price responds to perp, right? If price responds to perp and just continues to sell off, just like here at 630, right? Price stayed above the perp until price broke back under, and now price is going to go down, possibly. Look for volume. Look for the candles to speak to you. Go crazy, guys. Go crazy. People judged me for so long for saying, "What are you talking about, Ed?" I'm talking money. That's what I'm talking. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. Have a nice day, y'all. Trade safely if you'll stay on. Later, guys.